my ugly duckling to your emergency makeover. Blue eyeshadow all over, mermaid, or green lips, front core vibes. Now, go find your princess.
Download Discovery with Wish.
You're listening to the Whip Appeal show hosted by MistressCandy69 from the BDSM Alive Radio Network. Hello, hello, hello in Radio Land. It is September 30th, a Friday. Mistress is doing a recorded show for tonight only because I'm not sure where I'm going to be later. I'm not sure if I'm going to be out or I'm going to be home. So I decided to do a show because the past couple of weeks, Mistress has been a little busy. Mistress has herself a new boyfriend, so I've been a little preoccupied, starting a new relationship with somebody after having a, crazy relationships prior. This relationship is much more what Mistress is looking for. Monogamy is number one. Monogamy is the best, considering that, that's what Mistress has been looking for her entire life. Just because I'm in BDSM and I'm kinky doesn't mean that I'm into having threesomes and, having my partner go and do whatever the hell they want. As I always tell people, I'm probably one of the most, I am the most heterosexual monogamous dominatrix you'll ever meet in your life. My new guy is amazing. He's absolutely awesome. And, we've been seeing each other for a couple of weeks. And he, tells me the other day that he wants monogamy, which to me, hey, why not? You know what? That's what I'm looking for too. So, of course, it's going fantastic. He is also 20 years younger than myself, so kind of an interesting factor. So when Rita comes on the network in the next couple of weeks, Rita Daniels will be joining BDSM Alive Radio Network with her show In the Cougar Zone. So Mistress will absolutely become a guest on her show because I, in fact, am a sexy cougar, if you must know. And it's kind of interesting. A lot of these people who talk about Cougars and Panthers and Pumas and all this kind of labeling that goes on with, women and men. And, it's kind of interesting. Cougar women in particular, right? One of my friends the other day sent me this link. How to know if a woman is a cougar. There's 12 steps, right? So it's kind of funny. It says, cougars are popularly defined as women in their 40s or older who date significantly younger men, generally at a 10-year age gap or more. So I guess it's safe to say that Mistress is a cougar, considering that my boyfriend is 20 years younger than me. And kind of an interesting thought, right? So, and it's kind of interesting. Men for years have been dating younger women, right? So if a guy dates a younger woman, often they're looked at as a pedophile, right? That's kind of what the term would be used. So, or maybe not. I think there's another term for it, but just not 100% sure on it right now. So, pretty crazy. So there's also a thing called, a cougar's boyfriend is a manther. A manther is the male version of a cougar or a middle-aged woman who has the hots for younger men. Manthers are older men who pursue partners significantly younger than them. All right, so I didn't know this. I didn't know that there was an actual term for a guy that goes to younger women. So you got to take back what I said about being the pedophile. It's a manther. It's a man-panther. Kind of interesting, right? So, okay, a girl that likes older guys is considered a panther. Women who likes older men, a rhino is an older man looking for a younger woman. Interesting. So why do we always revert back to animal terms or animal sexual instincts when we have these defined terms for cougar, panther, manther, and rhinos, right? Kind of interesting. Now there's a puma also. And a puma, a lot of people think is older than a cougar, but it's really not. A puma is a term to describe a woman in her 30s who likes to date or have sexual relationships with younger men. Now, I'm not in my 30s because I'm not considered a puma any longer, but I'm definitely listed as a cougar, so it's kind of interesting. The word puma tends not to be used in a derogatory way. In fact, it carries a connotation of the woman being sexy, if a little predatory, okay? The term puma should not be confused with cougar, which describes a woman in her 40s seeking sexual relationships with younger men, or even a jaguar, which describes women who are the age of 50. I mean, look, I guess you would consider me a cougar. I am having an active sexual relationship with my younger guy, but we're in a relationship too. I'm not like just screwing him for sex. It's totally not the case. We actually have been discussing our relationship the past couple of weeks, and my guy and I have decided that Mistress is not going to be with anyone else but him. We have decided that we were going to become exclusive, and that's the way Mistress likes her relationships, is exclusive. Granted, my boyfriend knows that I'm a dominatrix. He thinks it's hot as fuck. He knows the fact that I do have like some slaves or whatnot, and he seems to be cool with that. What the best part about him, though, is he is not jealous over any guy that I talk to. This relationship, my new relationship, is a happy, healthy, great relationship to where, my guy and I talk about a lot of different things, and we always make sure that we're on the same page. Mistress really, and my whole entire life, I was kind of looking for someone that was more of a monogamous type relationship. When I was younger, maybe I'd be looking to kind of play around with other people, but in reality, I'm getting older. My boyfriend is young, and, he also wants solidarity in a relationship where, he doesn't have to worry that his girlfriend is going out and cheating on him. Because believe me, I am not a cheater. I may be a cougar, but I'm not a cheater, okay? I'll tell you that. When I had my bullshit with my ex, and everybody who knows Mistress and knows about the relationship I had with my ex knew that the whole entire time he was cheating on me. Whether it was with men or whoever the hell he was doing. He was always, trying to date a guy behind my back. He was always trying to, scathe and see what else he can, or who else he could hook up with. And him, I believe at the time, he was more considered polyamorous, if you ask me. Multiple lovers with a solidified home relationship. You're polyamorous, dude, and you're the biggest fucking cheater on the face of the fucking earth. Now, people who know me pretty well, who knew about the situation, would absolutely tell you that I am not a cheater. I had permission to do what I did, and it's kind of funny, the term narcissist, right? Narcissist wants to keep you inside their little box, inside their make-believe world, and kind of isolate you and cut you off from friends and family so they can have control over you. So being that, I was the dominatrix in the relationship with my ex when he was supposed to be a sub, he was not submissive to women. He'd be submissive to me if I had a dick between my legs. I mean, it's obvious. You wear panties, you paint your fucking toenails, you have a boyfriend. Come on, dude. Just come out of the closet and admit you're a fucking faggot already. Seriously. Everybody knows that you are, but he is still in denial about himself. So, in this new relationship, I'm so glad that my boyfriend does not wear panties. He doesn't have no interest to paint his nails. He knows about my alternative lifestyle and is aware of it and is okay with it. He is okay with me socializing with my guy friends. He says it's very important for people to have friends in their life. And, he has spoken to several of my guy friends and even met some of them. And believe it or not, it's a really, really good relationship. He is not jealous at all. I have no reason to be jealous over him. The relationship is awesome. And you know what's interesting? A lot of people are probably wondering about my relationship with my new guy, like thinking it's all based on sex. It's not. We actually were talking for a few weeks, and we did a lot of video calls and phone, calls to make sure that we were both real, number one. Number two, all kinds of other stuff. And the relationship just kind of budded, like it was starting to bud and become fruitful. And, Mistress was like, what should I do? Can I, I really wanted him. And it's not infatuation. I mean, look, he's absolutely gorgeous, my boyfriend. He's got long black hair. He is absolutely handsome. He's muscular, which Mistress likes. He's actually considered a fitness power lifter, but I'm going to be bringing him to the gym with me in hopefully a couple of weeks and getting him to lift weights in different ways to help him build muscle rather than keeping him kind of on the leaner side. So, these are things that I want to do with him, and the relationship is absolutely fantastic. So we only started having sex like maybe a week or 2 weeks ago, and my God, I have to say, it is probably one of the hottest relationships I've ever had in my life. I'm dead serious. He's amazing in bed. He's very caring, and he's awesome with me and everything. So, honestly, Mistress could not be any happier, if you must know. So, and again, that makes me a cougar because he's 20 years younger than myself. So I will be a guest on Rita Daniels' show when she does her show in the Cougar Zone in a couple of weeks on BDSM Alive Radio. And, real quickly, Exxxotica Expo is less than a couple of weeks away. If you have not gotten any of your tickets to the show yet, please go to www.exxxoticaexpo.com. If you're a lady or you identify as a woman, you can get into the event center on free on Fridays. It's Lady Free Friday for exxxoticaexpo.com. And myself and my network will be there interviewing people on the show floor, walking around, having a lot of fun, hanging with my friends who are going to be there, as well as some famous stars and people and whatnot. So it's going to be a really cool event. Mistress is going to the show this year with one of her vanilla guy friends, okay? This fella has been seen in some of my photos throughout the past. It's a really good friend of mine named Chris. Chris and I are actually going to Exxxotica, and we are going to have a fucking blast. So, it's kind of an interesting, fun show. I'm looking forward to finding and seeing everybody that I haven't seen in there in years. And actually, I think my really good fan, Randy, was talking about coming to Exxxotica this year. I haven't seen him in a couple of years. So, Randy, if you're listening to the show, I'm looking forward to seeing you. I hope you come and meet with me and Mistress Black Velvet there. And, it's really, really awesome. I'm pretty sure my friends Subby, Karen, and Master Mike are going. They usually work in the dungeon at the Exxxotica event. I think the dungeon is hosted by Kinky College, which is from, I think, Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. So, pretty fucking cool. So, I'm pretty excited to go. Like I said, I went last year with someone, and it was kind of like, that person was more of an anchor to me than anything else, kind of restricted me from being who I really am. And I'm so glad I am no longer in that relationship. I am so glad that submissive has been dismissed from my life. And now, right now, Mistress is just kind of focusing on doing the network and getting more people to join the network. So I'm kind of really not doing a lot of stuff. As far as slaves go, I have one slave that I've owned for the past 14, almost 15 years, Slave Paula. And Slave Paula is back in Mistress's good graces. And, you know, he was probably much